Most millionaires believe they're just one step away from becoming billionaires. But that belief is the exact mistake that keeps them stuck forever. Today, you'll discover the single mistake that separates billionaires from millionaires. And once you see it, you'll never think about money the same way again. From the outside, millionaires and billionaires look almost the same. Private jets, luxury homes, expensive cars. But behind the scenes, they live by completely different rules. Most people assume the difference is just more intelligence, more luck, or better connections. But that's not true. The real difference comes down to one critical mistake. A mistake even very smart millionaires continue to make. It's an illusion that they're playing the same game. They're not. One group has mastered a level, and the other has unlocked an entirely new one. While the millionaire might be focused on which stocks to buy, the billionaire is thinking about which industries to create. That's the fundamental gap we're about to explore. This isn't about shaming millionaires. It's about revealing a hidden mental model that changes everything. So, what is the mistake? Millionaires focus on protecting what they have. Billionaires focus on building what they don't yet have. This sounds simple, but it changes everything. A millionaire asks, how do I avoid losing money? They think about preservation, diversification, and downside protection. A billionaire asks, how do I control outcomes at scale? One mindset plays defense, desperately trying not to fumble the ball. The other plays offense, constantly looking for ways to score another touchdown, even if it means risking an interception. The millionaire's fear is returning to zero. The billionaire's fear is staying at the same level. This core difference in their primary question dictates every decision they make. One is a mindset of scarcity and protection. The other is a mindset of creation and expansion. While the millionaire is carefully managing a portfolio of assets, the billionaire is busy building a machine that generates assets on its own. They aren't just in different financial brackets. They're in different psychological universes. This is why so many millionaires get stuck. They reach a comfort zone. They have a beautiful house, a great car, and a secure lifestyle. So, naturally, their instinct is to protect it. They diversify their investments, they reduce risk, and they focus on locking in their gains. And there's nothing wrong with that. Unless your goal is to become a billionaire. Billionaires understand something most people don't. You don't become a billionaire by avoiding risk. You become one by owning leverage. The defensive strategy that gets you to millionaire status is the very thing that prevents you from reaching the next level. You become a prisoner of your own success, too afraid to risk what you've built in order to build something exponentially larger. This isn't a failure of intelligence. It's a failure of nerve. And that brings us to the leverage difference. Billionaires don't trade their time for money. They don't even trade money for money in the way most investors do. They build systems that multiply their impact. Think about businesses, media, empires, software platforms, and powerful intellectual property. Millionaires often invest in assets created by others, like real estate or stocks. Billionaires build the machines that create those assets in the first place. That is the ultimate separation point. One owns a piece of the pie. The other owns the entire bakery. Think about the biggest names in the world. They didn't become billionaires by saving more or working harder in a traditional sense. They built something that scaled without them. They focused on three things: control over distribution, control over attention, and control over systems. While others were busy optimizing their income, trying to get a raise or a better return, they were optimizing their influence. A millionaire might own a dozen rental properties, which is great. A billionaire builds the platform where millions of people list their properties, taking a small piece of every single transaction. One is earning, the other is scaling. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The mistake millionaires make isn't really financial, it's psychological. They fear losing status. Billionaires fear losing momentum. A millionaire is terrified of dropping off the rich list. A billionaire is terrified of their growth curve flattening. One protects their past success, while the other risks that success to reach a completely different level of impact and control. It's a shift from how much can I have to how much can I build. The fear of loss keeps the millionaire playing a small, safe game. The pursuit of creation pushes the billionaire to play a world-changing one. Now, you don't need to have billions to apply this powerful lesson. Ask yourself right now, am I protecting my comfort Or am I building leverage? Am I optimizing for safety? Or am I optimizing for scale? Am I thinking like a manager of my own life, carefully overseeing what I have? Or am I thinking like an owner, seeking to create new things and build systems? The moment you shift how you think about growth, you start playing an entirely different game. You stop asking, what's the safest path? And you start asking, what's the most leveraged path? This applies to your career, your business, and your investments. Because in the end, the world doesn't reward effort. It rewards leverage, ownership, and scale. And that single mistake, playing small to stay safe, is what separates millionaires from billionaires. Choose wisely which game you're playing.